Hello. So today we have a special guest. Her name is Alicia, and her and we actually met at a Shark Tank casting call. So welcome, welcome. I'm so excited because when I saw your product and heard a little bit about the story of what you do, I was like so excited. And you were also a local Las Vegan. And so we had that in common there. But I'm just going to let you go right in and roll with it and kind of make a introduction about who you are and your business and just give us a little bit of backstory.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Monica. I'm so excited to be chatting with you. I am so happy that we had met at the Shark Tank casting call. Very long day for both of us. And I am Alicia Meeks. I am the owner of Meek It Sweet. And Meek It Sweet is a local Las Vegas business, and we specialize in individually wrapped creative cereal treats. So think of your nostalgic Rice Krispie treat that your mom maybe made for you when you were younger, but we have updated it with new flavors and new sizes and shapes. Right now, we have over 40 different flavors of Rice Krispie treats. And we also make not just the original Rice Krispie treat bar that you're familiar with, but we make cereal pops. So it's like a cake pop, but with cereal. So cereal pop. We make cereal kebabs, and it's just what you're thinking, a long stick, but instead of meat and onions, it's Rice Krispie treats and marshmallows. We make cereal cakes, just like a cake, but with cereal and marshmallows. And then our newest addition is cereal fries. It looks like French fries, but made with cereal. So I do have a 6-pack right here, so you can kind of get an idea of what they look like.
Those look amazing. I don't know if I have a big sweet tooth, so like I'm salivating already.
And next time we do this, I'll send you some ahead of time so you can physically have some eating while.
I need some. I almost placed an order last night, but then you said on your website it says 10 days to place an order. I'm like, well, that doesn't help me out right now, does it? But that's amazing. And seriously, the looking at the website yesterday, I saw only the 20 flavors and I thought that was a lot. Now, going back, let's go back to when did you start the business?
In 2020.
Oh, really pretty recently. Have you just always like super loved baking or had a sweet tooth? Like, give me a little bit of how you got to this point.
Yes. So my family loves sugar, and I'm not the baker in the family. It actually came from my mom and my sister. They are the bakers in the family. And Rice Krispie treats was just something that was always in our household when we were young. And I can remember my mom making them and my sister and I just eating the whole batch in one setting. And so in 2020, my sister and I decided to go into business together. We both have full-time jobs, and I'm in the corporate world. She's a bartender. And one day I text her and said, hey, why don't you do the baking? I'll do the business, and let's sell some Rice Krispie treats. And she texts back and said, okay, let's do it. And it was sort of just a conversation, but then it evolved into this wonderful.
Became real.
It became real. So yes, it began with me and my sister in the beginning, and then my mom joined the team. My sister, once a furlough was released and everyone kind of went back into the workforce, my sister went back to work, so she did withdraw from the company. And so it was me and my mom in the kitchen, me on the business side. And so it definitely started as a family business, Monica.
Awesome. That's so great that your mom was able to start it and then you pulled her in and then your sister. So what is the status now? Is your mom still cooking or what's did you bring anybody to replace your sister? Because this seems like it's it's gotten pretty decent size within just 3 years.
Yeah.
And was this like in your house? Like where did the baking start?
A great question. We operate out of a professional kitchen. So we lease a ghost kitchen here locally in Las Vegas. It's downtown. And we have our own space, and that's where all the cooking is made. In the very beginning, we used a small commissary where we just rented the kitchen by the hour, but now we have our own physical ghost kitchen that's ours. And sadly, my mom did pass away at the end of last year unexpectedly.
Oh.
And I was fortunate enough to have my friend Annette, who has been a friend of mine for well over a decade. She worked in the kitchen with my mom for the last year. And as the orders started getting bigger, we brought in my friend Annette. And funny, both my mom and Annette are retired. So they were literally donating their time to help me cook when my sister went back to work. And when my mom passed away, Annette went to the kitchen full time. I have now brought on another member of the team. Her name is Kelly. She's in the kitchen as well. She will also start doing some sales and marketing for us. But I am
Sorry, the
actually,
cat wants to be involved. She's very vocal. Go ahead. We'll just have this as the cat petting session. All right, so we have Annette on board to help out in the absence of your mother. And then I'm sorry, go ahead. I'm so sorry for that.
Oh, no, that's okay. I will tell you, I love animals, so the more the merrier. That just lit up my heart. And so I love animals. Part of the business, we donate to local animal charities. That was a huge reason I wanted to start the business, was to earn money to be able to donate to animal charities. That's really near and dear to my heart. And ultimately, what I want the catalyst of the business to be is to be so big that I will be able to have the resources and the finances to build animal shelters. And so when I saw the kitty, it touched my heart because that's
Yes, that's awesome. That's really wonderful that you're able to incorporate a philanthropic portion to your business there. So kudos to you on doing that. All right, so very good. So right now, so I've never heard of the term ghost kitchen. What is that?
It's a huge building. In our kitchen, it has 20 different individual kitchens. So it's one
Oh,
building that has 20 different individual kitchens that doesn't have a dining room area. It does have a order platform where people can order from these kitchens online and then come and order through DoorDash or Uber Eats and then come and pick up, but it doesn't have a dining room. So you're
okay.
saving so much on overhead for not having to rent out an actual physical space. So it's really just a kitchen.
Oh, that's interesting. I'm not in that space, so I had never even heard of that. Was that hard to find? I mean, are those a dime a dozen? Like, or is it kind of difficult to find a space here in Vegas to do something like that?
It was hard to find, Monica. I will tell you, in the beginning, as I mentioned, we use a commissary, which a
Hmm.
commissary shared kitchen, but it's where you rent by the hour. So you're literally sharing the same kitchen space with
Oh,
other businesses, and you just rent by the hour. And in the beginning, when we were starting out, we just had small orders that worked perfectly for us. But we started to attend farmers markets and other events where we were selling treats every weekend. And then we obtained some wholesale contracts with local retailers. And so we quickly outgrew the commissary. And there are only, to my knowledge, two ghost kitchens here in Vegas.
oh,
And it was not easy to find, that's for sure.
oh, interesting, interesting. So, are you married?
I am not married. However, my
Okay.
husband and I have been together. I'm going to date myself, but we've been together for 20 years.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, so the reason why I asked that is because your long-term boyfriend, husband, like your partner. You're in corporate, and then you make this transition. Now, are you still currently doing the full-time both?
I am, Monica. So I really pushed into the business when I was furloughed back in 2020. I've been a recruiter for Hilton Grand Vacations I've been with them. This year is my 16th year with Hilton Grand Vacations. So when I was furloughed for about 10 months, that's really when I built the business in the beginning. But when the world opened back up, I did go back to my corporate job. So yes, I am working a full-time corporate position plus managing a full-time business.
That's tough.
It
That's
is.
tough because we know business, we know like even it's way more than 40 hours running a business. And then you're trying to add a regular business. So how does this work? How, when you're taking on this other business and you're telling your partner, this is what we want to do, and the time that it's going to take away from that relationship, how have you managed that? Has that been any issues?
Great question, Monica. And I know that's a part of your podcast,
Yeah.
the marriage mindset. I'm not sure
Yes.
if I'm in the right order, but he is incredibly supportive. I couldn't ask for a better partner, and he actually helps with the business. He does a lot of the packaging for us and deliveries. So he is incredibly helpful. His name is Larry, and he does all the cooking at home. So as I mentioned, I'm not a chef. He does all the cooking, he does all the cleaning, he does everything for me. And I honestly couldn't do this without him.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Okay, so you start doing this business, you're working out of the commissary. How do you, and your first, how do you get the first sales? Was this a family and friends? Oh, hey, let's print a flyer. Can you walk us through kind of those initial first steps that now you're not doing this as a hobby or as part of a family, love with your mom? What's the first strategy for getting it out there?
The first sale was through a friend. It was, hey, we're starting this business. And I was very adamant about making sure logistically and legally we were fully compliant before making that first sale. So we started telling people we're going to start selling cereal treats. And we had, of course, close friends and family saying, oh, I'll buy some, but I wanted to make sure I had all the licensing, health permit, taxes. I am a do-gooder and a rule follower, so I wanted to make sure everything was done and set up properly before we made that first sale. But it was through a friend. He made the first purchase, and it was through online. So we did set up a website where we have a point of sale where people can order online, and so that's really where we generated most of the sales in the beginning, and it was really word of mouth. Monica, our friends. I personally don't have social media in my personal life. My sister does. So she was promoting through social media. I did open an Instagram for the business for Meek It Sweet. So started posting there. And when we seen the reaction of our friends and family of how much they love the treats, then we started doing the farmers markets on the weekend. A great way, as you mentioned here, lots of a great way to get into the community, meet other vendors. And once we started going to farmers markets, we were meeting vendors and retail owners, and we got our first contract through Rogue Toys. They have 3 locations here in Las Vegas. They're a and toy store here, and they do still to this day sell our treats, but they were our very first retail store.
That's awesome. Now, I noticed as well that you also sell through Freed's, and anybody who's not local knows that Freed's is a pretty well-known bakery here. How did you get that sell? How did you convince them to come on board, or did they seek you out?
We met the owner, Max, at a farmer's market. We didn't know who he was. Him and his son came up to our booth. They bought cereal treats. They walked away. him and his son ate the cereal treat. They came back and Max said, "Hey, I'm the owner of Freed's Bakery." And he was so humble. He said, "I don't know if you know Freed's Bakery." And I'm thinking, of course I know Freed's Bakery. I'm a Las Vegas local. Who
Yeah.
doesn't? Yes. And he said, "As you know, we do cookies and cakes. We've never done cereal treats. It's always been hard for us, but we'd love to sell your treats." And that's where the relationship began. And they do still order to this day. The exciting thing about that, Monica, is that has gotten our treats into their place at the Allegiant Stadium and at the T-Mobile Stadium. So the Freeds has locations in both the stadiums here, and that's where our treats are sold.
Have you ever gone there and been like, there it is? There, because that has to be so exciting.
Oh, so
As
exciting.
a,
I had
as
a
a
friend
business
at a
owner.
game. Yeah, I had a friend at a game send me a picture that said, "Look what I just bought." And it was our treat at the game. So that was, it's so exciting to see something you put your heart and soul into, to be in such a huge, well-recognized venue.
Oh, totally. Totally. I get that so much. All right. So we talked about the ghost kitchen. You got your first sale. So how many what flavors, like how did you start with 10? What kind of variety did you start with?
Very small. We started with the original. I think I can show you. We started with the original, which is down
Okay.
here. Original. The
Hmm.
Fruity Pebble is up here. Cookies and cream, s'mores, Lucky Charms, and Cocoa Pebbles. So this
Oh my
actually was
gosh. Every time
start.
you pull those up, like I'm sure everyone's gonna be salivating. Okay, so those were your originals
Those were the
and you've
original.
expanded from there. Okay.
Yes.
All right, very good. So you're going through a lot of cereal. So I assume you're not going to the store and and grabbing boxes off the shelf. Where are you sourcing like these quantities of sir? I assume also, are you using name brand? Or are you using a generic type of Fruity Pebbles or
To answer your question, we do actually get all of our cereal from Walmart.
you do?
We do.
They go on sale. You're like, get the carts.
Funny to see customers. A lot of it I order online and have it delivered to either my house or directly to the kitchen. And our marshmallows we actually get at Winco. They have the cheapest mini marshmallows, and we'll buy 10 cases at a time
Wow.
of marshmallows. And the thing is, with the big distributors like US Foods and Cisco,
Hmm.
they a lot of times they won't sell to small businesses.
Hmm.
They have the product that we use, and to be able to order in bulk, you have to be ordering, 10,000 units at a time, which even if I wanted to, I don't have the storage space for that at the time,
Yeah.
so I do buy on a monthly basis. And we do use the multi-meal brand Rice Krispies because they are gluten free. So regular
Hmm.
Rice Krispies have malts in them and they are not gluten free. So to be able to sell our treats as gluten free, which is a huge selling point, we
Right.
use the brand cereal.
Okay. That's awesome. That's awesome. So yeah, I didn't think about that, but then like that's smart. That's smart to do that way. And I am surprised that you're just going to the grocery store. Maybe you'll get there. So if you were wanting to, US Foods is who you would get your food through. I always want, I don't know, I'm not in the food space. I'm like, that's where you would get your food, your supplies as a food vendor. Okay, I learned something. I learned something
Yes,
today. I am
typically,
not, I am like you. We don't cook. We
nope.
can. We just don't like to. So it's like that there. So did you you're marketing, you got the website going. Did you develop the website yourself?
I did. I did. I essentially did everything myself. I did right before I started the business. What really gave me the bug to start a business is I had just graduated from our local college, College of Southern Nevada here. I went to college later in life, And I had just graduated with a business degree and thought, well, I better do something with this. And that's kind of where it kicked off, the conversation to my sister. And that eventually I would like to get, to that bigger space and be able to buy in bulk. But it is, like you said, just not feasible at the moment.
Right, right. Did you design your own logo too? How did you?
I did. My sister and I, it was a back and forth, and we did use the website Fiverr, where you can,
Great website.
great website. And we used that. It did take about 3 months for us to agree
Right.
on something, my sister and I going back and forth.
But
But
we're so particular as women.
yeah, I will say, I did want Meek in the name. I did eventually come up, my sister and I were throwing back and forth Meek's sweets or sweet of Meek, but the final Meek It Sweet. And as soon as I said out loud, my sister said, yes, that's it, Meek It Sweet. And I definitely wanted to incorporate our last name.
Yeah, yeah, I love the name. I think it's perfect. So I think you did a great job on there too. All right. So at what point, what's your long-term goal? Like, are you trying to get as big as you possibly can get? Is that the goal? Because some people are like, oh, you know what? I'm just having fun. I want to do both. It's a small business I enjoy. What's your long-term vision?
Monica, I be as big as possible. I'm currently right now working on getting some contracts through convenience stores. So I think that really is my target audience right now. I think our treats are perfect grab and go breakfast, lunch, or dessert items. And they
Right.
convenience store profile perfectly in my mind. So I would love to be in every convenience store. I don't really see, unless the future takes us there, but I don't really see us with a brick and mortar store. For one,
Hmm.
overhead low. I'd rather just operate wholesale out of a professional kitchen or
Right.
factory someday, and then have our treats be sold in convenience stores or other retailers. But absolutely, although I do love working for Hilton, I see myself there max 5 years. If
Hmm.
happens before that and Make It Sweet gets bigger, then I'll make that decision at that time. But I would really love to make It Sweet my one and only and be as big as possible.
I think you should. They're amazing.
Thank
And
you.
Grant, I have a sweet tooth. I'm like, I can't wait to try them out personally. I haven't yet. Um,
I will send you
so
some after we hang up if you want
oh,
to.
thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I was gonna place an order, but I'm like, I gotta wait 10 days.
That's always the
I'm
big
impatient.
yeah, that
Uh,
when we put it on the website is it can take up to 10 days. That's for really big orders.
okay.
But for a 6 pack that we usually can get within 48 hours.
Are you behind right now? Because it sounds like if it's, you know, what are you struggling, or do you have, where are you at as far as being busy or not?
We are busy. Yes, I need help. I do. It really depends on our order flow. We always put our retailers first. So Freed's, Samba Latte. I'm not sure if you're familiar with them.
No.
They have 3 locations here. They're a little cafe, and they are one of our retailers. So Samba Latte, the Summit Club Golf Course, they order from us. So we always make sure our retailers are taken care of first. We are going
Hmm.
to the farmers market circuit here on Saturday, February 3rd. We'll be at downtown Summerlin, and we'll have our Tuesday flavors, which are so delicious. But yes, I am slowly but surely looking to hire another person in the kitchen, part-time at first. It could go full-time, but we are, I don't want to say behind, but we're just busy.
No, behind's not, yeah, that's a bad word. I don't know what they're saying, but yeah, you need help. You need help to expand this out, and I get that. And taking the time just to go and try to establish new vendors, new relationships to get that in there. I mean, we just now got our first sales rep this week, and we've been in business for 7 years.
That's exciting. No, congratulations.
So I'm just like, oh, we need to. I don't have the time to do that. You know, we got so many other things going. So I get that there. But yes, having those established already things in place gives you a lot of credibility, and to use that as the jumping board, the platform to get other people. It gives you that credibility, I guess. Again, how long? So I'm sure that they ask this, how long will the treats last? Because when you have a product like that, you have to always deal with the expiration date. What's the shelf life?
Shelf life is 4 weeks.
Weeks?
4 weeks.
Oh, I was like, that's still pretty long. So that's good. 4 weeks. What do you do with do you ever have a case where you have expired stuff?
We do rarely, but when we do have expired, we do donate the here's the thing, the best by date is 4 weeks out. They don't technically go bad until about 8 weeks. And it's not even bad, it's just losing freshness. So at 4 we put the best by date on there because it's best by 4 weeks. They're still edible. They don't go bad or rancid. So at the 4 week mark, they just start losing freshness, and we don't want someone to have a not fresh treat. So we do donate them to homeless shelters and to the 3 Square Food Bank as long as they're eaten within a week. Because even when we donate them, we still don't want them to have not fresh treats.
Yeah.
If they're past the date, then we do unfortunately throw them out.
I can understand that for sure. What kind of minimum order quantities do you require for like a wholesaler? Like if somebody decided they want to become a wholesaler, what's your minimum order?
For our wholesalers, I don't think I've ever placed or put a numerical number on that, Monica. Our wholesalers order at least 8 dozen or more at a time. Freed's usually orders 500 treats at a time, and Samba Latte is 8 dozen at a time. So usually I would say at least 200 treats would be an order minimum.
Okay. And that is, do you have any kind of minimum for your catering as well? Is it that?
Yeah. Yes, we do. The next market I'd like to connect with, and going back to your point about not having time to actually do sales and marketing and going out and clients, is I'd love to tap into event planners or party planners. I think we've done tons of weddings and baby showers and birthday parties. So I think these, especially our our cereal pops and cereal kebabs are great for parties.
Yeah, they look amazing. So let me try to think if there's anything else that like is burning in the back of my mind. What's kind of been the most difficult thing for you to kind of figure out? Because one thing is just like, oh, you figure out the next step, and then you get to the next step and you figure that out, and then you get to the next step and you figure out. So what's been the most difficult thing for you to figure out so far?
The hardest challenge, and you will definitely be able to relate and understand, is the heat of Las Vegas in the summertime does not allow us to attend any farmers markets because we cannot be out in the sun or in the heat at all. So we lose all our farmer market revenue during the summer months. Plus, we are not able to ship nationwide. Let me step back. We are able to ship nationwide, but during the summer months, it is really difficult to ship nationwide. We have gone into packaging them into the temperature controlled packaging and adding the ice packs, but those only last 24 hours. So it's really expensive. And I don't want to put that expense on to the customer, but also don't want to eat the expense on my side. So
Yeah.
summer months are definitely our hardest. I think part of going to Shark Tank and looking for new investors was looking for funds to buy a van that is temperature controlled to be able to just pull up to a farmer's market, have our treats in a temperature air controlled vehicle and sell out of there, plus do our deliveries. So the biggest challenge is the summer.
Mm. I love that. I love that idea. I think that's it's a great option for you to have it all um made up, man. I would come up to your van for sure. I'm coming for those treats. I really okay. Are you open? I have a couple ideas for you. No, you already have like a million ideas that you're like, I just need like 10 more of me. Have you considered a subscription box? If once you get the shipping situation.
Yes. So
I think a subscription box would be amazing for you.
and question for your question, because for the subscription box, are you thinking, should I partner with already existing subscription boxes and try to treats in there, or me, Meek It Sweet, creating our own subscription box? What was your thought process?
My thought is you create your own. So that you can have, you get a different flavor every month. They get, let's say your 6-pack that you had there. It's an ongoing recurring revenue source. So you're not putting so much effort into getting a one-time customer. So I think that might be great.
Yes. As
So
you know,
yeah, that's a gift. I would like to have someone bought me a subscription box and I get these awesome treats every single month. That would be amazing. I think there's something there you should consider. And then going forward too, I'm happy to hear that you have the Instagram. And I would also open up TikTok Shop because you can live sell on there. At a certain point, I believe you have to have 1,000 followers, but at that point too, TikTok Shop is blowing up. Yes, but once you get another 10 of you, you can go with that. So those are my two initial thoughts of where you're gonna go. Definitely Instagram is highlighting that. Also, have you done any work with any micro influencers at all?
I have not. No, I will say that my mom, right before she passed, she did create a TikTok for Make It Sweet.
Oh, good.
And I found that on her phone and I just created another video. She created one video so far, and then I created another video. So I am jumping on the TikTok train, but you're right. I think you do have to have a minimum followers to do the TikTok shop. But I love that idea, Monica, and I'm working towards that. But I have not ever thought about micro influencers. So tell me more about this.
Okay, but I think I need to clarify real quick before we move forward. That is the TikTok shop. You can have TikTok shop. You can just link it. I don't know if you use Shopify or what kind of platform you're using on your website, but to sell your products without the 1,000, you can't go live without 1,000.
Got it.
That's the difference. I just want to make sure we clarify there. I'm sorry, and I'm in my 40s now. What was the question? I'm like, if I don't answer it now, it's gone forever.
Thank you.
The micro influencers. Okay, so there's a couple different companies that use that basically are a platform where they connect micro influencers to businesses, to brands. And it was kind of my focus for Cup Cozy Pillow this last year, trying to expand just the name, getting it into the cultural name. So I signed up with a company called Perch, and for a monthly fee, I get a certain number of collaborations, and it's a gifted campaign. So I'd send them the product, they would create a video, they upload the video, they connect the link, and I've gotten all kinds of good uh, product. It's because we're so busy. I don't have time to create content. We don't have time to create content. So somebody has to create the product and the content, and the more people you have creating it, they're going to create the content in a way that's better than anything. And now you don't have to hire a photographer. So I don't even do lifestyle photos anymore. I just take all this content that is created from micro influencers, and I'm able to then not only get the initial post that they did, I'm able to then repurpose that into Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. So you're getting a lot of bang for your buck. You're able to, I don't know if you have a Twitter, it's probably not that big of a deal if you don't, for your type of business, but having to the ability to repurpose one piece of content to multiple platforms that you didn't even have to create, just by merely at the cost of sending it and the cost of the platform. So it's pretty reasonable. And I've been happy that I've done that. So a lot of the lifestyle photos that we currently use on Amazon, or now we're revamping our website, is all from photos from our influencers.
That is fantastic. And you're right, that sounds invaluable. And because you're right, the amount of time to record, edit, post, reply to content, it is incredibly time consuming. So I give it up to all these content creators and that are out there making content and posting, because it is, to your point, so incredibly time consuming. So to be able to connect with other people that will be able to create and post, and as you mentioned, get on their post, but then be able to transfer it to other platforms, that is incredible. I'm going to look that up. Perch is the one you used, you said?
Sorry, Perch is not. That was a different one. Sorry, the Social Cat. I'm sorry, Perch is another company that we've been using that I've been happy with, and they do more of a where they have a network of bloggers and also other influencers, and then they get a commission off of any sale. We've been happy with those, and then they list all the different blogs that have been featured, and it's very driven. And what I like about Perch, that are not, it's different, is that they don't take any fee except for if a sale is made, and then they get a commission. So I'm like, I'll do that all day long with any company, all day long. I'll pay you a commission. Whereas, micro influencers, you don't know if you're going to get a sale out of it, but at least you know you're going to get a piece of content, and that's good enough for me.
Same.
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Is there anything? Okay. Well, I think I'm going to wrap this up here. It's been awesome. I've learned so much. Can you just let everyone know where they can find you? You have the Instagram.
Yes. I do have, and the new TikTok is at Meek It Sweet, and same for the website that you order on is meekitsweet.com.
Awesome. I wish you nothing but the best. So please keep in touch.
I will. So fun.
It was so nice to meet you at the Shark Tank casting call and here again. So let's get together.
Love it.
Since we're in town.
Send me your address and I will send you a box of goodies.
All right. You can give me the old expired ones.
Yeah.
don't throw them away. Send them to me. I'll pay for the shipping. I'll send you a shipping label. All right. All right. Well, I'm super proud of you and everything that you've done. I know how hard it is. And I know so just going the battle, just to know that I'm here. I'm here to be a cheerleader for you. So keep going.
Same. I reciprocate that as well. I know all the work that you put into your business as well. So that is reciprocated to you. So thank you so much. I'm so glad that you have me today. Thank you.
All right. Thanks. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.